All right, guys, welcome back. Jumping into our next game. This game, we're joined by Chesto, replacing Jason on the cast. Please introduce
Hello,
yourself.
I am Jason, the other's replacement, Chesto. We went from mid laner to top laner.
Okay. All right, very interesting. Yeah, hopefully you can bring in some new insights, especially maybe near the top lane around this game that we're about to watch right now. In any case, these two teams are probably the talk of the town right now. Uh, Habibi Hunters versus Conjoined Twins. Obviously, Habibi Hunters, alluding to the fact that Conjoined Twins have both Habibi Poppy and Habibi King on their team. But in any case, what do you think about these teams? Before I say that, I will say that Habibi Hunters will be playing with a substitute. In place of Captain Zero OP, they will have Rough Tough Afropuff. So yeah, with that information, how do you think these teams face off?
Ooh,
I
I
think,
think this. Oh, yeah, I think this is going to be such an exciting match. I think this is definitely one of the most storied matches of the tournament. Like you said, the Habibi Hunters versus the Habibis. But if we're looking at the individual role matchups, I think that one of the most exciting matchups is going to be this mid lane matchup between No Size Matters and Allura. We've seen No Size Matters really step it up in these last few games, but Allura has been one of the best mid laners in the tournament. So I'm really excited to see how these teams, or especially how these mid laners do against each other. What about you, Chesto?
well, you're excited about the mid laners. I'm also kind of excited about the top laners because I was here for watching the rest of the games, and I saw Camper on duty playing out some carry tops. No more Orns, no more Malphites, and Presvogue. I've also seen him play out carry tops. I've seen him play Renekton. I've seen him play GP. So I want to see carry on carry action in the top lane. None of this boring tank stuff. I want to see carries, and I'm gonna see top lane blow up. It's gonna be so fun to watch.
Yep, absolutely. And you could call both of these players your proteges, can you not?
Kinda. Though David's
Yeah.
older than me, so I don't know.
Okay, they can still be considered your proteges. Yeah, Camper, Rustfog, they decided that, or Camper, especially in these last two games that he's played. Was it last two?
There was also Varus
Two
top.
games. Yeah. He's decided that he's had enough of weak side top lane. Pick me Jace, pick me freaking Jax. I'm gonna play how I want to play. I'm sick of playing Sion Nord in every game. So that's how we decided to play, and kind of Giga Chat. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, and I think while Rough Tough Afropuff is a sub here, he is a defending DMV champion. So did claim that win in the last DMV, and he's definitely a great support in his own right. So while they will be missing Captain Zero LP, I don't think it should hurt the team too much here.
Yep, I will say the same thing, and I don't know. I think Rough Tough is just a very good player. Um, I think he's kind of underrated. Calls himself a draft evader, but honestly, I feel like he could have a spot on some of these DMV teams. I believe he's a good player, uh, underrated, and I think he fits the play style of Habibi Hunters pretty well.
Yeah, pretty unlucky he didn't get drafted. Honestly, I think he was just like a hair's breadth away from getting drafted. It was probably just like literally one or two picks maybe that
Mm-hmm.
it was close. But this going on, I mean, I'm really curious to see how the draft dynamics really changed now since Captain Zero LP was one of their earlier picks, and now Rough Tough Afropuff has some pretty big shoes to fill. And I'm not sure too much about their champ pools, but there's probably going to be differences, and with that, there's definitely going to be both teams are going to have to deliberate a lot in draft about what they want to ban, what they don't want to ban, with this new support, this new bot lane coming in on the side of Habibi Hunters.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Captain Zero P was probably the highest ranked player on the side of Habibi Hunters. So yeah, definitely a dynamic shift here, and they're going to have to play different. And No Size Matters. This team is definitely going to have to make some changes in their draft plans.
And yeah, with only 2 games left in the tournament, these last few games have some pretty big implications on the bracket here, moving into the bracket stage. Would you like to talk a little bit about that, Chesto?
Yeah, well, let's just start with this matchup, because there's a matchup right after this one where Habibi Hunters is playing Pistolet's Revenge, but we'll get into the implications of that one. These two teams are currently ranked seed number 3 and seed number 2 respectively. So whoever wins this game is definitely going to have a real impact on the upcoming standings. Because remember that seed 3 and seed 4 play 2 completely different sides of the bracket. So the teams are vying for the seed 3. They don't really want to drop games. They don't really want to, this is the game that kind of decides where they're placing on the bracket.
Yeah, a lot of people like to think that round robin games don't really matter, but it seems like we've found a use case where it actually does matter. So definitely it looks like a must-win game for both sides to get a better seeding position for on the bracket stage. So yeah, guys, look forward to that next week as well.
Very, very excited. And Fresvog readying up. Now we're just waiting for Camper on Duty's team to ready up. And, I can't wait to get into this game. Can't wait to see what they're going to bring out with Rough Tough Afro Puff. And, personally, I just can't wait to see some carry tops, hopefully. Maybe I jinxed it and we see Orn Maokai and I sleep.
Yeah.
I think
Go ahead, please.
I think Habibi Poppy and Lyrax, a pretty storied matchup just in the history of DMV. Two of the top ADCs for a long time, and seeing them go head to head is pretty exciting here. We did see Lyrax get the better end of the trade in the last DMV, so I'm sure Habibi Poppy will be coming back here with a vengeance.
And their team is called Habibi Hunters, so if they can't even hunt Habibi Poppy's team, then come on,
Yeah.
well, what's the point of naming your team that?
Yep. That's what I'm saying. This game will go down in the books. It's going to be a legendary game here. Yeah, and I think FaZe, you were talking about the mid lane matchup between No Size and Allura, but I think the most sought after matchup right now that we can watch this game is Habibi Poppy versus Lyrax. I mean, their name is literally Habibi Hunters. The focus is obviously in this bot lane right now. Habibi Poppy needs to make sure that these ops just don't destroy him the minute they get the chance. He needs to play very smart this game. I feel like Nora is going to be down there quite a lot. They have a bit of a connection as well. Honestly, seems like everyone's got beef with Habibi Poppy. Not gonna lie. No wonder they mentioned they named their names Habibi Poppy. But yeah, in any case, yeah, going to be very exciting down there in the bot lane. Just like last game. I mean, last game was an absolute banger between Habibi Poppy and Interpede. And hopefully we see something like that again.
Yep. So far, there have been slight playstyle differences from what I can tell. Nori seems to prefer bot lane a bit more over top lane, while I have seen Camper early game focus Camper quite a bit top lane. Maybe just because Camper has been recently playing carry tops, and those kind of need attention in some of the harder matchups.
Yep.
But, seeing that these two junglers tend to early game pad towards different sides of the map, I wonder what that's going to, entail for the story. Since certain bot lanes are going to be way better with pressure, way better without pressure, same thing with top lanes. I'm curious to see how that's going to affect their draft. And speaking of draft, we're now getting into draft.
Yep, we're jumping right in. Here we go. And I think we're going to see a LeBlanc ban. You've seen the Bobchin tweets? Yeah, there it is. LeBlanc is absolutely crazy right now with the static shiv, so they're not going to get that through. And Ivern, on the other hand, another amazing champ in this meta.
A Nico ban coming out. Maybe they had PTSD from that one game earlier against Derive.
I mean, I heard Nose was telling me that he doesn't think Nico's that useful. I think he was had a little bit of a debate with Derive, arguing whether Nico was useful or not. Seems like Nosaz has changed his mind at this point. Good for him. I think Nico's definitely a champion to be reckoned with. What's up?
Oh, I was saying Derive putting the fear of God into him.
Yeah,
not wanting to get the champion
fear of Nico. It looks like we're going to see a no ban.
A missed ban. The teams. I'm curious to see if there was an error. Maybe sometimes in the league client you struggle to just ban anything. The league client just freezes up because Riot's 200 collective years worth of game experience can balance Ophelia's, but can't.
Maybe Rustfog DC'd or something, or maybe they're just egoing and saying we don't need a ban against you guys. All we need is Ivern.
Yeah, I mean, we can only presume what that ban is. Maybe they told the other team, maybe they don't. We can't tell at this rate right now.
So they're saying that is a Akali here.
It is an Akali ban. Oh, okay. Targeted towards No Size Matters. Definitely one of his champs that he prefers to pick. We've seen him blind it multiple times on first phase before he can get banned out second phase, and they think it's a problem, so they're just gonna ban it out first phase before it even gets through.
Yep, I think that's smart to do. I mean, they're going to take it with the LeBlanc, obvious, the comfort of Allura. Obviously, they're going to take answer back with the comfort of no size matters taken away as well.
One chip that's really high in priority right now for both these teams is Aphelios. Both the ADCs for sure play Aphelios and have been shown to be able to willing to 1v9 and just play the champ, but it looks like it's going to be a Lilia first pick. Oh, this is a jungler I haven't really seen recently.
Yeah,
so
I'm not
Lilia
sure.
was buffed a few patches ago. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not too sure about this actually. What do you think?
I think if there is a reason they would pick Lilia early, it's because they want to hide their ADC pick. I think both Lyrax and Habibi Poppy really want that bot matchup to go in their favor. So, or okay, it looks like Lyrax is saying, "Screw your Aphelios. My Aphelios is better. I'm just gonna take it. You're too scared to blind. No problem. I'll just take it off your hands." And Aphelios Thresh coming in, very good combo, good pick potential. Thresh can play Lantern, very safe. Just one of the classic Aphelios combos in bot lane.
I think this really might open up something like the Lucian Blitzcrank, though.
Lucian
Blitzcrank kind of... Oh, Lucian is banned. They banned... Okay, my bad. We'll see. Maybe has a different solution here. The Zyra Rakan, though, that they brought out the last game is still available.
Yep, it is indeed. I can't expect to see anything other than bot lane getting picked right now. So here is... Wow, you called it. Here's Zaya, but instead of Rakan, we see an Amumu hover. Milio maybe being the play?
I don't know. I'd like the Rakan more than the Milio.
Is the Rakan? How good is the Rakan into something like the Thresh though? Is it okay?
Ooh. It's. I would say it's a little Thresh favor, but it's not super one-sided or anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can see the Rakan after all.
Like Thresh has to be on point, so like you can't just. It's not like Thresh has a free lane, but Thresh does have the tools to outplay some of the Rakan engages.
Right, solid ball lanes coming out across. I presume it's just going to be jungle getting picked right now. Just matching each other when terms
Maybe
of
an Ahri or
picks.
Syndra. It's a Syndra.
Ooh, Allura Syndra coming out. I mean, his champs did fall to draft, so he's going to pick him up.
What? I was actually going to say that because Karnper actually picked up this Lilia here, I was expecting maybe even a first phase Irelia because he really showed up in that early game on that Irelia, but of last game. But yeah, it looks like they're just gonna ban it away and pick the Syndra on R3.
Yeah.
So something like a Lilia does open the way for maybe an AD mid coming out for no size matters. So we'll see if he's able to get his hands on one of these Syndra counter picks. It looks like the Irelia already banned out a pretty good matchup into that Syndra, but something like the Zed is still available. Also, Akshan can do pretty well in this lane.
Yeah, I'm not really sure if this plays Zed. Also, probably kind of volatile in comp in general, unless you're very, very good at the champion. It can be very hard to pull off, so I'm not really sure if he's going to pick that.
I don't see a world where they don't just blind jungle right now and save counter pick for Kresvog. It looks like on the side of Conjoined Twins, they think so too, because they just banned 2 tank counters. They're probably prepping an Ornn pick. And yep, here's a jungle. Jarvan. Oh, actually, Jarvan, very good pick. Zaya can't actually Featherstorm out of the Cataclysm, and Lilia is kind of stuck, a deer stuck in a cage in there. So, you know, making use of these champs, their lack of dashes, and Jarvan's going to be able to punish them for it.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what the mid lane pick is going to be into the Syndra. I'm not really sure how many champs knows actually plays that farewell. It's Yasuo.
Oh,
Yasuo, and we might see a Gragas top. I think this is usually what teams in this, maybe a Malphite, but Malphite blinders tend to be more risky. But teams in this tournament have recently been playing a lot of Gragas Yasuo. Here it is. Here's Gragas top coming in, unless it's Lilia top. But yeah, Gragas Yasuo, very tried and true combo, great for diving backline. Aphelios and Syndra are gonna struggle to step up because knowing any time they can get Gragas Yasuo with Rakan engaged into a Lilia sleep, like, it's going to be painful.
Yeah, so this Gragas is going top for sure. It's going to be a blind Gragas. And, I don't know, very interesting.
First, folks, seeing the blind Gragas debating on the Giga Chat champ. K-Sante, Mr. All-Out himself. It looks like it's going to be the pick.
Locked in, yep.
Like,
I love this draft from both teams.
Very, very solid
I think
draft.
this is a banger draft.
Hopefully a banger game to follow with this banger draft, too. Alright, and I think we should just go down lane by lane and just say, you know, how things are. I'll start with top lane and say that this matchup, Definitely a bit K'Sante favored, but not that bad for Gragas. At the end of the day, it's two champs that kind of aren't going to die in lane. If Gragas messes up once, K'Sante can all out him through a wall or something into his tower, but most likely it's going to be a farm lane.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna expect a lot of early game, not necessarily early game, but like mid game fights with this J4, Lilia, Gragas, Yasuo, even Cassante. I'm just looking for a lot of objective, try to get objective control, um, and I don't know. I think J4 is really gonna look to try to maybe blow up this Yasuo early game, because that's a pretty volatile matchup. Yasuo really likes to go in against the Syndra and play aggressive. But I know that Nore really prefers to play around the bot lane a lot. So maybe we'll see that instead. But
yeah, I think we're seeing a pretty high skill matchup in the mid lane here with the Yasuo versus the Syndra. I think two of our best mid laners with really good hands and the ability to mechanically outplay their opponents. So I think it's going to be really interesting to see who is able to come out on top. And if someone like Camper is able to make rotations down to the mid lane, that could easily just be free kills onto the Syndra with the Gragas Yasuo combo. So we'll see if Camper able to get the priority he needs to make something like that happen.
Last but not least, we can never forget about these bot lane matchups. Maybe the star of the show today. Both ADCs are low-key playing into some pretty hard comps. There's a decent chance you just die in into some of these champs. Syndra R is obviously going to threaten Xayah extremely hard. Same thing with J4 R. Gragas Yasuo, on the other hand, Aphelios for sure can't be having fun playing into that. So this game is going to be decided on which ADC has better positioning, dodges the opponent's engage, and, stays alive long enough to output damage. And with that being said, I want to hear you guys' votes. Who do you think is going to win this game?
It's hard to say, but I think I'm going to give the edge to Habibi Poppy's team. I think that even though I feel like Rough Tough is very underrated, I feel like the absence of Captain Zero LP is gonna hurt them a little bit. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I think my vote's gonna be the same. I think that I really like the kind of heavy team fight comp that they've built up. As long as they can get through the early game and avoid some of these early plays from the Jarvan, I think that conjoined twins will have the advantage in some of these mid-game team fights. And I'm really looking to people like No Size Matters and Habibi Poppy to step up and carry this game.
I'll just go, I see two people voting for conjoined twins, so I feel like I should vote for Habibi Hunters. But honestly, I do think Habibi Hunters are just on more comfort. These are just their comfort champs. Lyrax is Aphelios, Rough Tough, Afropos, Thresh. Alora's getting his Syndra, and, well, the Giga Chat up there in top lane, that champ is just broken. So I think that since they're on these comfort champs, and these champs are all really good, it feels like these guys are just gonna, even if their draft, I believe, is slightly worse, it doesn't matter. I feel like they're just gonna play better.
I think those were some good points, and I also do want to point out Gragas did get pretty heavily nerfed in this most recent patch. His sustain is significantly worse up in the top lane, and he can be a lot more under pressure early game if K'Sante is able to get some favorable trades up there.
Yeah, this is very true, and if K'Sante keeps prio, then Gragas will never just get to roam mid. He's like, the Gragas Yasuo will just never come online. This isn't Gragas jungle. So, we'll just have to see if Camper on duty maybe gets bailed out by Karn for a bit. But, if his main job is to just get out of lane, throw ult in the mid lane, grief the enemy mid laner.
Yep, absolutely. I think that's what he's going to be focusing on doing this whole game, pretty much.
It looks like it's Tank Gragas with the Grasp of the Undying. It's a snooze fest. I cursed it. I'm sorry. Top lane.
I haven't seen this in a very long time, actually.
Yeah, AP Gragas is low-key gonna struggle into K'Sante because he's never gonna kill him in the first place. If you are gonna kill K'Sante or just do better, it's just gonna be Tank Gragas, honestly. I'm not honest. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's still the same thing. Push wave, maybe with your Bomby Cinder instead of your AP. Go mid, ult mid. Nothing really changes.
Yeah, I mean, their team, especially with the Lilia jungle, is kind of wanting for frontline, so I think it does make sense here to go for the grasp into the Tank Gragas, but I agree. It would have been more exciting if we forgot to see the carry matchup that you were initially alluding to in the top lane.
Yeah, we're just gonna see pretty standard 5-point. I think nothing too crazy. They could look for something off the thresh. Doesn't look like they're gonna do it. But yeah, I mean, I noticed that the side of Habibi Hunters really likes to play by the book. Doesn't like to go too crazy. Lyrax, I know, is a very I don't want to say safe, but he's conservative. Doesn't play too aggressive. And I think a lot of their team likes to play the same way. Allura, on the other hand, does like to play very aggressive. He's a very aggressive laner. His champo pretty much consists of lane bullies, Cassio, LeBlanc, things like that. Syndra, obviously. So it's going to be very exciting to see. So yeah, maybe we'll see Nori path towards the more volatile lane into this Yasuo Syndra.
Yeah, I think they kind of realized that there's a chance that could happen. So you see Karmper on duty actually placed a ward. There's another ward coming up from No Size Matters. Yeah, they're really scared of that Jarvan level 2 coming out. So they just put 2 wards in topside river. Make sure Jarvan, no matter what path he took, no matter what, they are going to see him if he tries to go mid from topside. So now No Size Matters has a free lane. He can cover topside. He knows that if he goes topside, he's not going to get ganked. And you see Fresville actually take a lot of damage for Nare.
I want to point out one more discrepancy here in that we have Lyrax opting for the heal, where Habibi Poppy going for the cleanse. You know, I think something like the cleanse on the Aphelios would definitely be very useful here with you know, the ult coming out from the Lilia, the engage from the Rakan. So it'll be interesting if that causes Lyrax to get caught out in any of these fights here.
Honestly, but most of the engage CC coming in is knockups. If you get hit by Rakan engage, even if you try cleanse flashing it, you're gonna hit by Yasuo right after. So the only thing you can really cleanse reliably is Ilya sleep. So I think he feels like he really wants it for lane. He wants to heal for lane. He just says, "Fuck it, cleanse not giving me enough value. I'm just gonna go heal and win this lane."
Yep. I mean, we're seeing some very aggressive trading here in the mid lane. Allura winning out on a little bit more because he does have that HP advantage. But yeah, I mean, Nori did know that. Yeah, this is exactly what I wanted to highlight. Nori did know that No Size Matters saw him on that Raptor, so maybe he's even gonna skip blue. No, he's not gonna do that. Maybe he's just gonna.
Amber going very low here in the top lane is.
Nah, it's 2 tanks. 2 tanks, then no one's killing each other this
Yeah,
early in the
I
game.
don't think anything's happening in this early
We
game.
can keep standing up here, but I highly doubt anyone's actually going to be able to kill each other unless someone messes up really hard. Both junglers are pathing into bot lane though, and surely they're going to want the Scuttle Crab.
Yeah.
So we might see a brawl coming on bot side river. Can't really tell who has prio, but it looks like Habibi Poppy has prio.
Well, it seems like mid lane has a lot of prio onto the side of
Ooh.
Allura, though.
Yeah, so it looks like it's going to be a mid prio versus a bot prio type of thing. But no, Nori's actually reverse clearing back up, maybe into top crab. Maybe they're just unwilling to fight this bot crab. They think that it's too risky. They think they can lose to tempo Yasuo in early game fights, and you know their bowling doesn't have push. So Nori just gonna go to trade crab for crab, gonna take the top one.
Yeah.
Allura's
gonna get pushed
jumps
here.
onto Lyrax, lands the knockup, a nice dodge on the hook as well, as they'll get the favorable end of that trade. Karmper now coming towards the bot side as well.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if Lyrax and Rough Stuff Afterpuff know, but it looks like he's just taking a base in here. Oh, he's canceling it. But it does look like Lyrax and Rough Stuff Afterpuff kind of know what's going on. They're just playing safe. They realize that this could be happening. Nori gets to sneak a ward into that jungle of Karmper on duty. His camps are going to be rubber banding, so they'll see him when they rubber band. And Nori is spotted topside now, so all Camper has to do now is play safe. And both junglers kind of
once
wasting
again,
their
knock
time.
up Lyrax. A lot of damage coming down from Habibi Poppy, and there's just not a response.
Yeah, they're kind of scared until they see Lilia over that ward. They don't really know where she is. Now they know where she is. They're probably going to be more willing to trade back now.
And No Size Matters jumping on Allura again. He does have the level advantage, but a nice scatter of the weak, able to deny the initial engage.
Okay.
Habibi once again jumping onto Rough Tough Afropuff, but just a small trade there.
Yeah,
a lane gank in the
gank.
top side.
No, surely this doesn't work. Yeah, I think he realizes it too, and he's walking away. Oh, nice welcome to Scatter from No Size Matters. You see, top lane Fresvog is trying to hold this freeze because he knows that nobody's coming straight.
I think he's
top.
taking way too much damage, but J4's here.
He's beating for jungler. He's beating for jungler. Nori's coming top right now, and we might see a flashbang burst from Camper on duty. A
Oh,
fight
is a
coming
hook
up
onto Habibi Poppy, or excuse me, Habibi King. Habibi Poppy continuing to push forward with the trade. A
Oh,
nice
he's dead.
knockup, and that will just be Lyrax going down. First blood over to Habibi King, and Camper able to escape nicely. Did have to blow the flash in the top side.
Yeah, I mean, Habibi King hitting, I mean, knockup after knockup, just making sure that Lyrax is getting, or Habibi Poppy is getting that poke onto Lyrax, and eventually they just all in him and he just dies. Burns both sums, I think.
Forward again, dodges the scatter, but Allura is the one with ult now, as he will get a bit of damage onto Allura, so a bit of a nice trade in the mid lane.
Yeah, Lyrax burned both sums there. I think he was dead regardless. He kind of just burned Flash Heal at the same time. Not really what you want to see.
Right. This bot lane is definitely not going optimally, but I don't think it's Doomsday yet. There is definitely, you know, ADCs can always just farm. There's always a way back into the game.
I think Allura is playing this matchup really well as well.
Oh, I think Nose is playing it well too. Been able to dodge out on a lot of the scatters, and yeah, I think they've both been, you know, pretty solid in the mid lane here.
Yeah, but what's concerning is Allura's about to eat this wave and go up like 10 CS on Nose. Nose is low-key getting clapped in the CS department right now, even if he's trading equally in HP.
Yes, and I'm kind of it's kind of bad because Nose opted into this matchup picking the Yasuo into the Syndra, and even though he picked the counter, he's still losing out on these trades and in CS.
Yeah, but Nose with winning these trades did get a bit of get the TP advantage. So if they are able to make a play onto Allura soon, that could be a pretty big advantage for him.
Dragon is going to be taken, but Nore and Lyrax and Allura all stuck under tower. This bot and mid prio coming in really clutch right now is going to allow the team of conjoined twins to get first Drake and start their Drake stacking. Very nice. Now we look top lane, a bit of trading. Oh my god, Resvolk might be looking for a kill, but Gragas is just so tanky.
They're almost doing 30% of the Gragas' health. You know, the tanks just wrecking each other.
Slugging it out. Yeah, I love the fighting.
Yeah.
Eyes back in the bot lane. Carper on duty looking for a linking. Roughs on tower.
Oh, a nice knockout from Habibi King into the E from Habibi Poppy, and the damage will be there as the ult pop from Carper. A nice play from conjoined twins to get the another kill in this bot lane.
Yeah, bot lane. Now it might be starting to get pretty bad.
Yeah, it's looking concerning. Habibi King is just seems like he has the upper hand in every single one of these engages.
Right, and Roughs of Afropuff kind of getting caught out. Had to burn his flash too, so they're burning their flashes, but they're dying anyways. And this is really bad because on the side of conjoined twins, they have their flashes still. They have all sums, so they can just keep doing this play because they have some advantage.
When nice scatter lands on the Nose, and a bit of fallout damage there.
Oh, we might see a brawl happening topside. You see, there's actually a shift happening where Gragas TP's bot and bot lane's going top. Both teams really want this Herald, but
yeah, but they might
like
just
it's
sneak
too late.
it.
Yeah, it's way too late. This is a bot lane rotation, but red team already finished Herald. Kasante's gonna do perfectly fine into the bot lane. Thirst is gonna be there to cover, but Aphelios probably would actually prefer to free farm against Gragas than to actually have to lane against Zyrakan right now, who's so strong.
Oh, is another scatter landing onto Nose. Rough Tough Afropuff and Nore hiding in this bush, but they will be spotted out before anything too bad goes down.
Yeah, it looks like the lanes are probably going to switch back soon. I don't see much of a point in keeping your bot lane top right now. It doesn't actually accomplish too much. Lyrax might be respecting a dive from Camper, though, because Camper is just walking up and taking tower play, turn for him in space.
We did see Camper with a bit of a bomba earlier in the tournament in the bot lane, so maybe,
I
maybe
did
looking
see
for a
that. That was
repeat of that.
beautiful. Yeah. Might be looking like Camper special, honestly.
Gragas
They
does
know
have
Lyrax is flashless. There it is. Not really what you want to be looking for.
The attempt was made. I don't think it costs him that much because Gragas will be back up in time for Drake. He's going back to lane against Kasante, which is honestly just a snooze fest anyways, so
Yeah.
worth a shot. If he lands the knockback, he lands the knockback and it's a kill.
Yeah, a bit of a vibe check onto Lyrax
He will
there.
drop a wave under this top lane turret, though, as he decided to hang around instead of backing, so it will cost him a little bit, but yeah, just the tank v tank shouldn't matter too much.
Yep, Allura is kind of smashing No Size Matters under his tower right now.
Yeah, it's not pretty, but he needs to watch out right now. He's
Camper
flash.
has arrived. No Size Matters now jumping onto Allura. The ult coming out, a flash from No Size Matters jumping back in, and Allura just finishes off the kill. Carper with just enough damage to finish off Allura as well. Camper now trading with Harassfelg under his turret.
What am I watching?
Tank versus tank, ladies.
I mean, what a great ulti by Nori, though. What a great ulti by Nori, keeping the Yasuo stuck into his Cataclysm, so he couldn't go off and finish Allura. So I mean, both junglers are gonna trade for the kills, which is fine for the laners. You know, it's not too bad. They pretty much go even, but yeah, Allura is really winning out on these trades, and he's up about 20 CS once he catches this wave crashing into his tower.
Yep. Fresvolk is actually going to be up TP for this Drake fight. If he manages to not have to burn a top lane to get back to lane, because he is slightly chunked right now, then having TP advantage on your top laner for this Drake fight is going to be huge.
Oh, and that's hook from Averpuff onto Habibi King, and he'll go very low. Able to escape, but that'll be a chunk, and then
it might be a bait, though, because you see everyone on the side of controlling Twins is hovering straight in, but...
Oh, Nose
is in trouble.
Here. We'll get flanked by Allura.
Nice
Stun of the Week comes out, and that will be the stun. A nice block on Lyrax's, but that will just be Nose going down. A bit far forward there.
Unfortunately, Rough Tough Afropuff did take the kill, which is probably not what you want. You're thresh eating the kill, but at least they got the kill in the first place. Very good team play coming out. Catching No Size Matters, being way too far up.
And No Size Matter did already blow the TP just before that play, so he will not have it up. I think he'll still be able to make it to this dragon before anything happens. As Habibi can jump on the Lyrax, flashes in with the ult, Habibi hitting with the damage, as they're able to not quite finish off the kill. Lyrax escaping, and now will stun up both. Habibi King getting knocked by the scatter, and the ult just enough to finish him off.
He has no flash.
Running away for his life.
A Q will do it.
Will just go down.
My goodness.
Man, what a clutch sidestep coming up from Lyrax. Oh, here it comes!
Harassfelg goes all out onto Camper on duty. Camper with no cooldowns. He does still have the flash available, so I think a nice knock-up, though. Camper with way too little mana, but Carper arriving, flashes away, and they are able to survive. Harassfelg going down.
Both sides of the map, they live on 1 HP. Lyrax living on 1 HP, and Camper on duty living on 1 HP on the other side. Pretty tragic for both sides, but I think red side will be happy with this trade of taking the dragon and getting those two kills onto Allura.
Right. One scary thing though is that other than their bot lane, Carper on duty is like getting pretty fed. Off of all these skirmishes, he's the one picking up all the kills, and Lilia when fed can be a really big problem. Since Cassante and Jarvan just pose no threat to a fed Lilia. She can dance around, she can just do a bunch of damage, and quite frankly, I mean, if Syndra doesn't blow her up, it might just be hard to kill this Lilia.
Yeah, I think it's going to be completely on the Syndra to land her QE onto the Lilia to make sure that they can just blow her up, or else she's going to be an absolute menace. Just pretty much Usain Bolt throughout their entire team.
As another scanner landing onto No Size Matters, and he'll go down to about half HP again. Allura just dominating No Size Matters in this mid lane.
See Nori
jumping onto Habibi Poppy, who no longer has the flash, and he'll just go down.
Wow, very smart play coming up from Nori. He knows that ult timer, he knows that flash timer, he knows that if he sits in that bush on this bouncing wave, yeah, Xayah, instantly go on her, and then no problem. There's nothing that Habibi Poppy can do. He gets ulted by Nori, very smart reaction play.
Habibi Poppy, or Habibi Hunters really living up to their name. I mean, hunting Habibi Poppy. Nori just sitting in that bush waiting for Habibi Poppy to walk up and just R-ing him. Well played by him.
Look at him, he's pinging the German. He's done with your bullshit. And top lane is just more monkey trading, honestly. It's just two monkeys throwing bananas at each other.
They're having a lot of fun.
We'll see who can get more grass stacks. Look at Freswell is winning. Look at him. Free grass stack. More HP. Next dragon is coming up in 3 minutes and 18 seconds. I don't expect anything to happen. Oh, on that note.
Going all out on the Camper, but... as he will continue.
Oh my god!
He's knocked back in, but we do see Lilia once again making his way up towards the top lane, but I think Camper will just go down. Harassfelg with the tank 1v1. Camper has arrived, flashes in onto Harassfelg, but now Allura is showing up. He's able to finish off Carper, but Carper going down to the Syndra as well.
Oh, it's a disaster. It's a disaster.
The instant caster curse. I'm sure nothing will happen top lane, and then Camper gets knocked in a tower, gets all outed, and then just whips his Gragasol. Like, oh my god, it's a tragedy.
Yeah, actually disaster. That's not something that you want to happen. Because he could have lived, and Camper wouldn't have to die either if he just didn't whip his ulti.
Yeah,
But
luckily, I'm pretty sure he didn't have a shutdown since his team was down gold. But, oh, nice pullback on the feathers. Good chunk. Yeah, but it's kind of not good. It's a 2-for-1, and then Cassante obviously doesn't really care about dying. He's still going to be the same. Mid lane tower is getting pressured so hard right now by Allura. It's so low. And it looks like Norris is going to be soloing this Rift Herald. No one's even stopping him right now.
yeah, I mean this Yasuo, I feel like he's.
Oh, wait. Check that. On the Rift.
Oh,
Oh,
he got it.
Norway,
EQ out.
here. Can they get
He's
the
gone,
knockoff?
he's gone.
No, they
Oh.
can't. He's just out of there.
Yeah, he literally got away with murder.
The Phantom Thieves out here, he just stole your Rift Herald heart and just got away with it, no problems. And that's also going to lead Allura, since Allura never actually rotated to try to help his jungler. He just said, I had full faith in my jungler to get out, and he takes the mid tower too. Yeah, this is quite a bit of a gold lead right now, 3k coming out, probably mostly coming from that mid lane, maybe a little bit from top lane too, but that bot lane, early bot lane pressure, looks like it's kind of just like disappeared.
Yeah, and another hook landing onto Habibi King here. Will get flayed away, and not much of a trade coming out there, though.
Another trade. Oh no, he's pushing him into a wall. Looks like it's going to
He
be
goes all out onto Camper, and Camper forced to flash away. And the knockout
Okay,
is
he
there.
he hits his ulti. That's good. That's a good sign.
Yeah, he hits the ult, disengages, but he's getting pretty low at like that top tower, so it looks like no one's on that side of the map either because Drake's coming up. Presvog's probably going to be able to take that top tower by himself.
It's a bit of
we're back in the
a
game.
screen. Yep, we're back.
Yep. Camper cannot keep getting caught by these. He's getting caught by Cassante Q3 into the Pathfinder, and he's getting pushed all the way through the wall. Even if he's tank Gragas, you're not going to be able to survive all out if he knocks you all the way into the river. He's just going to kill you, like long chasing you down. And
Yeah, and that will be another turret going down for the side of Habibi Hunters.
the one right side to this is that I'm relatively certain Gragas ult will come back up in time for Drake, and Cassante ult will not. Which will matter. Cassante will have flash out, but Cassante will not have ult out, so that means he can't all out one of the carries. And having an ult advantage on this Snake drag fight, this might actually lead to a favorable matchup, just because they have Gragas ult and Cassante has nothing. Both teams kind of posturing on the Drake. Lyrax getting that mid prio. It's easy because they have no tower. On the side of Conjoined Twins, they're pushing out bot. Looks like they're playing from bot side river. A Rift Hero coming down from Nori, so that's just gonna force Conjoined Twins to start the hero or start the dragon. Rough Tough Afterpuff and Nori walking up. You see Camper maybe looking for a flank or something. Habibi King on a flank position too. A fight's for sure gonna break out soon.
Yeah, it's the ult used instantly by Karmper, but the engagement not quick. There, Habibi King flashing through the team. A nice knockup allows
got Lord.
Matters to secure the kill onto the Syndra. Nori going a bit too deep, able to get the kill onto was it Habibi Poppy, and now Habibi King and No Size Matters dying on the backside. Nori was able to make it out alive, and that play will come up all Habibi Hunters.
Yo, Nori just turbo smurfed that fight, but the
Yes,
fight's
they're now
continuing.
jumping onto Camper. Presswell goes all out, finishes off the kill. Camper will go down as well.
Oh, it's jungle gap. It's a big jungle gap. Nori just single-handedly carried that fight. Everybody on the side of Habibi Hunters played that so well. You saw Fredzmo, knowing that he doesn't have all out, he's playing Peel, he Pathfinders. No one could get engaged off other than this Rakan into the Yasuo ult. They had to go so far to burn everything just to kill Syndra. And then meanwhile, in the other side, Nori stalling the other three members, 1v3, even killing Habibi Poppy. Absolutely insane.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like CT just burned too much onto the Syndra trying to kill her. They burned the Rakan engage, they burned the Yasuo ulti. I think that just left Xayah to her own devices to get absolutely curb stomped by Nori. They get the Syndra, but at what cost, right? It was pretty much a 5-1.
Yeah, it was a nice combined team effort. You saw Presvolk and Rough Tough Afterpuff knew exactly what to do. They did not tunnel on the Xayah for even a second. They saw Rakan coming in. They saw the Lilia trying to go in. They saw Yasuo. Them instantly use all their spells to try to peel, and made it so they had to commit all their flashes just to barely get one kill. And meanwhile, Nori, you know, able to get the return kill on Habibi Poppy and end the fight.
Yeah, what a play by Nori.
You see, now it's a 6.8k, 6.9k gold lead coming in on the side of Habibi Hunters, indeed hunting Habibi down. And this is gonna be rough because I'm not sure. Oh my god, a fight's coming up.
This one might be a bit far forward here. I don't think they'll have anywhere near enough of damage to kill him though.
Yeah, he's a bit too tanky, despite laning into Gragas, who is kind of an AP champ. Since he's building tank, he doesn't really care, so he just bet full armor anyways. No Size Matters is not going to be doing damage to Cassante right now. He has Sunfire Cave and an Iceborne Gauntlet. No one's doing damage other than maybe Camper on duty, or Carper on duty. So, Cassante right now is a bit of a problem.
Speaking of a bit of a problems, I think mid and bot lane are a bit of a problems right now. That Shadow Flame is finished. And Lyrax also has that Kraken Slayer. They're going to do big deeps.
Oh yeah, they have complete control over this Baron area. You see all these red wards littered on this in their topside jungle. Blue team just does not have any control whatsoever right now. The only thing giving them vision of Baron right now is that one ward you see right there, which will probably get cleared soon enough, and that Scuttle Crab. Judging by the way they're posturing, it looks like they might be threatening a Baron. I mean, Aphelios does have white, so this Baron can die extremely fast.
Probably walking a bit forward here. He's just
Oh, he's gone.
Lyrax finishing off the kill as the ult comes out, but can't.
Yeah, they just sniffed him out. Where's Habibi? They just sniffed him out, bro.
Found the rat. Get him. And then they just instantly blow him up, and they're gonna go Baron right now. And we're gonna see if Conjoined Twins is gonna choose to contest or not.
I don't think they're gonna be able to. I think it's just a free Baron. Yasuo's all the way down there. I don't think he's going to burn the TP either. Rustfog's kind of 2v1ing in the mid lane.
Oh, nah, it's gone. It looks like it's a free Baron, and the gold lead's going to extend all the way up to 8.5k gold lead on the side of Habibi Hunters. Indeed, hunting Habibi, as the name suggests. Yep. And you see Jarvan now building a Lifewell pendant. It looks like he knows he knows what his job is. I think that's probably goes into Knight's Vow. I don't know too much about the new support items and what that actually builds into, but yeah, he's gonna start building tanks, start building support to make sure that his 5-1-5 Aphelios can just free hit.
Yeah,
for sure he's doing more damage than Zaya right now.
This is interesting. This reminds me of like S6, S7 Jarvan build where you used to go lock his second item.
I mean, juggle kind of slavery role happens. He is
playing
he knows
his job is to support Lyrax, but at the same time, he is just absolutely destroying Habibi Poppy time and time again. Only 2 offensive items to his name, but it's more than enough to just give him the
Oh yeah, it's definitely way more. It's definitely way more than enough. All he needs is those 2 items, and he's pretty much full build. He can build whatever he wants at this point.
You say only 2 offensive items, yo. On the side of Conjoined Twins, who even has 2 offensive items? One's broke.
Yeah, nobody. And I think they're just gonna have to give this Cloud Soul or Cloud Drake as well. Or is it the Cloud Drake? No, it's the Hex Drake. It's the Hex Drake. Yeah.
It's looking like a Hextech Drake, but there's just no way they're walking into this. Yeah, especially with the Baron buff. On the bright side, they're burning a bit of Baron timer right now because they want to go Drake. But honestly, this gold lead is starting to balloon out of control.
Nah, this gold lead is trying to balloon up. They don't have the damage. They simply do not have the damage to be able to kill anyone on their team, honestly.
It's hard to even say if they outscale that hard or not. Because,
nope, they don't. They don't.
Yeah, I don't think they do. Syndra, Cassante, Aphelios, oh, these are scaling champs. So
scaling champs, yeah.
Yeah.
Yasuo, tank Gragas? I don't think so much, right?
Definitely not as much as their counterparts.
Yeah.
I think it is.
Oh wait,
Allura might be caught out. Oh my god,
Allura a little far in the mid lane, but the ult coming out onto Habibi Poppy. Meanwhile, No Size Matters just gets dragged through the wall and dies, so both mid laners will go down.
Right, but since they still have Baron buff for a little bit, they're going to use this Baron push, and there's just no way they can push mid and take that mid tower right now. With this Baron buff, they're going to have to defend, and they're just taking the tower, because I'm taking absolutely no damage. That tower's gone.
Yeah, it looks like they're just going to back off for now. Recoup their loss, or just buy their items, start to get control of the map again.
Yeah, lick their wounds. I mean, Camper's doing pretty okay. Yeah, Camper did indeed get a top lane turret bounty. Not sure if you want it on your tank, Gragas, but any money is money, so you'll take it. I mean, we really need to see Camper, Khabibi King, Camper on duty in these team fights just land like a nasty, huge wombo combo. It's for sure possible.
Yeah, I think Carper, all eyes are really on Carper this game. Like, he is, you know, the one member on his team who is ahead on this Lilia, and if he's able to land a big ult, that could be what they need to turn around the game here.
Exactly. And while they are 10k behind, if the important carries get hit by a Gragas cast into a Yasuo, into a Lilia sleep with Rakan diving on them, they can still die. It's not like they have many defensive items on the 2 carries. There's the broken stopwatch has been broken, and he doesn't have his Zhonya's right now. So there is a chance for them to come back in, but they're gonna have to play these team fights to absolute perfection if they want to get that chance.
Yep. These Allura, Lyrax, they're not invulnerable, but they're going to be very, very hard to kill.
Oh, Nore looking in a little bit.
Yes, Nore once again jumping in, but not quite there.
It looks like they're probably just waiting for the next Baron to come out, maybe the next Dragon. They like, on the side of Habibi Hunters, they just know, we don't need to do anything. We're winning, we're choking them out. Look at us, we're farming the jungle on repeat, picking them perma-shoved in three lanes, excuse me. And there's just not much they can do. Like, they don't have any vision control whatsoever, they're scared to engage. Casante's pushing out Yasuo right now, all the way up to the inhib, and Allura's pushing out Gragas.
Oh, there's
all the
no
up to
way
the
he
tower.
wins this.
Oh no, this is not gonna be fun.
And No's trying to trade onto Frostvalk, but Frostvalk just way too many defensive items.
Looks like they're moving on to
Frostvalk
Frostvalk, though.
Oh, nice sidestep on the Swirl Seed, though.
Yes, now
Literally
Carper arriving, lands the Q, but does not opt to go for the ult, I think, smartly, as might need to save that for a team fight coming up here.
More brawling happening. Oh, but this time, I think Nose Matters might go for the ult.
Jumping on to Nose. Nose letting the knockup, goes for the ult. Habibi King arriving as well, misses the knockup though, and Frostvalk will go all out, dealing a lot of damage to Nose.
Oh
And
my
Frostvalk
god, roughed
not
off
quite
Afro
going
Puff.
down. A huge escape. Meanwhile, Lyrax claiming the inhib in the mid lane.
And Allura taking the tower in the top lane too. They pulled everyone! And Rough Tough Afro Puff was there just at the right time with the Lantern, able to Lantern out Resveld. They pulled 5 people and they couldn't even kill him. It's actually a tragedy. And with that, it cost them mid inhib. It cost them top tower. It's so bad because in this upcoming Baron, on the side of Habibi Hunters, they have perma mid push with even if there was a small chance they could have got mid push, not anymore. They got an inhib now. They don't even have to be in mid lane to push mid. They have super minions just barreling down mid right now, and Baron coming up in 29 seconds.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a real struggle.
And they're gonna have to pull multiple people down for this Cassante when this Baron is up, or else he's gonna start wailing on your base.
Yeah, both teams kind of starting to group into mid. I think they know the impending team fight that might decide the game is coming out. If Habibi Hunters get this Baron, game probably just ends.
Yeah.
So,
I really
want
want Red Team to start posturing on this Baron. I mean, because eventually they don't have to start the Baron, but if they start to see Frostvalk start marching up to the inhib, they're gonna start having to put members up there. And seems like blue side is just
there will be any kind of response.
yeah, blue side is just unsure of what to do. They're not sure if to go down for Frostvalk or to go down to this Baron.
Yo,
And
Conqueror on
looks
Duty
like
is
they
currently
can't
in
either.
Siberia right now. He's just in the gulags. He's on the other side of the map when Baron spawns. And maybe he got swatted by a ward or something, but Lyrax's team just instantly pulls the trigger, burns his Baron. They don't even kill Cassante. They get nothing off it, and this is a free Baron.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it wasn't. I think they weren't sure what they wanted to do. If they wanted to contest the Baron or send people down towards Frostvalk to make him stop the push, but it seems like they just did neither.
Yeah, and Frostvalk now chilling in the bot side jungle, could be looking for a flank up here with all of the side of conjoined twins hanging out towards the dragon.
Oh, this looks really bad for CT right now.
Yo, watch this flank. There's a Cassante behind Isaiah.
Yes, Cassante gets on to camper on duty. Zaya
what an ulti.
Oh, nice! Being trapped in the Cataclysm. The ult does come out from the Zaya, but it's nowhere near enough. Lyrax surviving the dive from No Size Matters. Camper and Harper now go down.
That'll be all she wrote.
And that is just the end of the game. We now have Frostvalk TPing towards the bot lane. And they'll just take the dragon for good measure, as I think they're just going to get in the game here.
Take it to buff the stats. Why not? For fun. I mean, well played. Remember, this is a team playing with substitutes. With a substitute in the bot lane. Even despite that early game bot lane setback, it just felt like everyone, maybe not bot lane, but everyone else on the side of Habibi Hunters just performed, just stepped up, just did their job. And then Lyrax and Rough Tough Afro Puff, despite the early stumbles in lane, were able to get in, and they're going to claim the win over Habibi's team. Habibi Hunters hunted down Habibi.
Hunted down Habibi. I don't know if you saw that at the end of the game, but Habibi Poppy sold all his items, bought a tier. Wasn't very pretty. Yeah, he's definitely in some tears right now. But yeah, very well played. I mean, I want to give big props to Nore. He was smurfing every single team fight. Just that last team fight we saw, he got a 3-man ulti onto all the carries, and they just got wiped out. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Norway definitely would have to be my MVP this game. Not only stepping up in every team fight, but helping getting his lanes ahead in the early game, and I mean just solo killing Habibi in some of these fights. Like if he wasn't there at that first dragon, Habibi easily could have run through that fight, and he just see his whole team was behind, and he just single handedly 1v3'd and took over the game.
Yeah, honestly, I think we're all in agreement. I think Nori deserves our MVP. He didn't
Yep.
even get all the kills early. Look at him, 14 assists. He's the team player. Carper on duty, on the other hand, taking all the kills, but honestly not doing a lot with them. And Nori just taking none of them, and honestly having more impact than Carper did the entire game.
Yeah, and I mean, big props to the solo laners as well. Although bot lane, they required a bit of help. They were getting, I feel like some things were happening there, but Nori managed to turn that around bot lane. But mid and top lane were kind of just winning on their own. No, Allura was, I mean, kind of stomping No Size Matters, playing really well into the counter matchup, going up quite a considerable amount of CS. And same thing with Cassante, Restfeld on Cassante. He got a solo kill, I believe. Camper misplayed a few times, and he was kind of just controlling the entire laning phase. So yeah, well props to everyone on the side of Habibi Hunters. Well played. And let's see if we can get an interview.
Yeah, I think Hrasfeld's Cassante is starting to look incredibly scary. He's brought out in a few games now, and he's just dominating. This might be something that teams might need to look to ban in the future. Hrasfeld, despite I think he was the second or third to last pick in the tournament, but just absolutely diffing some of the better top laners.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he was one of the last top laners picked for sure. But I think this guy is seriously underrated. Definitely a very very good player, and he's just showing up on the stage. Seems like Habibi Hunter's taking a little bit of a break, so not sure if we're gonna be able to get an interview.
Yeah, I mean, they have a match right after this.
Yeah,
We might
yeah.
not even have time for an interview because they probably want to get straight into the next match, too.
I did hear from Lyrax that they want a 5 to 10 minute break in between, so I think we
Yeah.
will have some time before the next match. But yeah, wow, I can't say that that delivered as much as I was hoping. A bit of a one-sided stomp there, but I think just really impressive to see some of these players who have been having not the greatest tournaments like Norway step up and just absolutely carry a game.
Right. And with that win, that creates major implications on this bracket. So this means seeds 4 through 7 are gone. They're locked. Don't Wanna Glow is currently going to be seed 7. That's been locked. And now Conjoined Twins, 2 mid laners, and Alan's other team are all tied in a 3-way tie. Doesn't matter what happens in this last game. They're stuck in a 3-way tie for 4th. And if I remember correctly, they each won one game over each other. So there's going to be a time count to decide who's getting which seed.
And I find it hard to imagine that it won't be Conjoined Twins getting that last seed of the 3 after their 41 or so minute win in the previous game. So I'd imagine that will mean that we already have our first matchup of the playoffs locked in, which will be 2 mid laners, Hoptech here's team, going up against Alan's other team. And Alan's other team, of course, with Derive on it, who's been one of the other casters for this tournament. So it'll be a bit of a duel between them to see who can come out on top.
Yep, I'm sure the DMV admins are going to give us the exact times after and give us the seating. Honestly, I don't want to do the math now, so we'll probably figure this stuff out later.
Yep, we'll just definitely have to see. I mean, there could have been a 41-minute game, 42-minute game sometime in the past this week.
For sure.
We'll just have to see what's going on there. There's no guarantee that we're playing Derive's team or we're playing Habibi's team. So just have to see. But with that, we're going to take a little break along with Habibi Hunters, and we're going to see you in the next game, which is Pistolet's Revenge versus Habibi Hunters. See you later.
Yep.